Before you watch this video, you should go to guitarinfusion.com right now and download my free course, the Music Theory DNA course. In that course, I'm going to teach you how I view music theory. It's way simpler than you think. Go do it right now, guitarinfusion.com, and let's get into this video. All right, we're going to talk about practice today. Most important thing when you're playing is not necessarily the choice of notes, but it's rhythm. Because if you can deliver the message with a strong rhythm intent, then whatever you say is going to be accepted by others a little more, because they think that you know what you're playing. Sometimes. That is a really bad intro, but we'll roll with it. After this, I'll tell you exactly what this video is about. See you then. Hi, my name is David Wallerman. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players like you find your voice on the instrument, develop it to tell your own personal musical story. And today is all about rhythm phrasing. Rhythm really is important and probably is more important than the choice of notes that you're using. We've covered that in the past multiple times, and today we're going to actually get into the thick of it using the metronome. And I'm going to show you how I use the metronome, and I think it's paying off. And I think this kind of exercise will really help you be a little more relaxed when you have to play and not worry about, gosh, what am I going to play? If you have that strong rhythm foundation, even if you hit the wrong notes, again, the message is going to be accepted by others a lot more than if you did not use that rhythm phrasing. All right, so first question that we need to ask ourselves is, what speed should I work at? We're not talking about performance here. We're not talking about, I'm trying this guitar at Guitar Center and I need to like play kind of okay. We're not talking about this. We're talking about really developing a strong foundation with the metronome. And the speed at which you need to practice is the speed at which all the notes that you're playing need to be in control. So it doesn't matter. It could be 30 beats per minute. It could be 60, 120, it doesn't matter. That's going to change from player to player. And it really doesn't reflect your ability to play well or not. That's just you on your own at home, but I'm going to do it in front of the cameras today. But this is what you should start with. I'm using an app on my phone. Any metronome will do. I'm going to start at 60 beats per minute here. And as I'm going to press play, you're going to have to mentally, or not, you can sing or say the fastest notes that you're going to play. And for us, it's going to be 30-second notes, which is 8 notes per beat. So when you're playing, there's a lot of subdivisions that could happen. Anything you're playing can be analyzed with a subdivision. Those subdivisions are going to fall in one of two categories. We're going to have the 3s and the 2s. So in the box of 3s, we'll have 6s, we'll also have 9s, we'll have anything divided by 3. In the box of 2s, we'll have 2s, 4s, 8s, and so forth. Okay, so if it's divisible by 3, it's going to be in that box. By 2, it's going to be in that one. So yes, 6 can be divided by both, but it's still going to be in the 3 box because it's divided by 3. Okay, so there in modern music, that's what we're going to consider that we're playing over. So that's blues, funk, rock, fusion, that kind of thing. Typically, the fastest run that you're going to have is 30-second notes, and that's 8 notes per beat. So that's the first thing. We need to, when figuring out what tempo to work on, we need to find what is the tempo at which you can play 8 notes per beat at a comfortable speed? So that's the first thing. So before even hitting play on the metronome, we need to interiorize that thing. So we're going to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that comfortable? Yes. Can you push it a little bit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll double it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I think that's my speed. Okay, so I don't have the words to say. That would help. But you know what I mean. So that'll be our speed, and let's just use the tap to find the tempo. So it was like, let's figure this out. Taka 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 taka. Taka taka taka. Yeah, I can't do it. Like, I have it inside. Okay, that happens to be 60. Awesome. 60 beats per minute, which is what I practiced this at earlier. Okay, so that's going to be our tempo. The fastest that we'll play over this is 8 notes. But we're also going to play over this 6s, 3s, 4s, and that's what we're going to start with, 3s and 4s. Because then we're going to double those to get to those faster notes. Let's just get used to this because it's a different way of playing and interiorizing the rhythm without the metronome first, just to make sure that we have this. So we're going to work in the key of A major. Any pattern is going to work, but we'll use a 3-note per string pattern here. So for those of you who are not familiar with that, from the low E string to the high E string, we have frets 5, 7, 9, 5, 7, 9 again. Then we have 6, 7, 9, 6, 7, 9 again, 7, 9, 10, and 7, 9, 10. So we're going to try to focus on building some ideas using that pattern there, that shape. So the 3s and the 6s are going to be easy. They're going to fall really naturally in that that way of building a scale because every string has 3 notes. So the 3s, you just play one string. I'm trying to accentuate the first note. Okay, the 6s are double that. But still, that pattern makes it really easy to play those because every grouping of 6 is going to start on a new string. The 4s are going to be a little different because now your first note, if you just ascend the scale, the 3-note per string pattern, the first note of each of these 16th notes are not going to start with the first note of the string. They're going to move around. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See, it kind of skips around like that. And you need to be fluent with all that. So that is to demonstrate that sometimes patterns don't make it easy, but that's okay because if you can master this, you'll be able to phrase rhythmically with anything. So that's our first exercise. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that pattern, we're going to ascend that, and once we reach the top, we're not going to repeat the last note. So instead of doing that, once we reach the top, we're just going to descend, and that'll throw things off a little bit rhythmically, and that's going to build the thing that your fingers really need to acquire in order to be comfortable with anything. So let's give that a try with the metronome. We're going to use 16th triplets, which is 6 notes per beat, which will start falling really comfortably with a pattern, but then once we reach the top, the first note is not going to be that outside note of the scale. It's not going to be the last note, it's going to be the second, and things will be thrown off a little bit. So first, here's our metronome, our tempo. Count 6s mentally. So ta-ka-ta, 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 ta-ka-ta. You do a big loop like that. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to use 16th notes. Again, this is not an absolute rule, but the overall thing is to use as many subdivisions as you can, and if there's something that you're not comfortable with, that's what you're working on. But this one will also bring up a problem, which is good because that's where you're really working on things. We're going to use 16th notes on the 3-note per string pattern, so that's 4 notes per beat on a pattern that is built with 3 notes per string. So it'll be something like this. So if this is our tempo, 4s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's always good to try that without the metronome first, just to not add the stress of the metronome, just to have an idea of what's going on. Then we'll add the metronome and we'll do the same thing. We're just going to go up the scale, down the scale. We won't repeat that last note. We'll go straight down like this and we'll count 4s this time. We're still at 60 beats per minute. So the subdivision, 3, 4. And we'll just do a loop like that. Okay. If you feel comfortable with these 2 exercises, you have the foundation to start phrasing rhythmically by blending in these things. And don't forget that silences are really important. It's just like when I'm talking now, if I replace all my words with da, 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 da. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time. And if, no, you know what I mean, right? Did I introduce you on this one? We did like 10 billion takes before. This is Devin. You don't see him, but he's switching the camera. Show your might and your power by switching angles right now. See? It's magic. Thanks for helping me. All right. So yes, silence, rhythm, lots of different kinds of rhythms, but there's still a method in this chaos, and the method is those 2 boxes that I told you about, right? The 4s, the 6s, you also have the 3s, the 2s, and so forth. So what we're going to do here is put our guitar down and start getting used to being a little creative rhythmically. I have my metronome here, still at 60 beats per minute, and we're just going to say rhythm things. You can have words, you can have the tas, doesn't matter. But keep in mind, we've got the subdivisions. So the 4s, da, 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 da. The 6s, da, 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 da. I can't say it fast, I can play it, but you get the idea. You start to improvise rhythmically. We'll do the same thing with the instrument. So if you're just starting out, you're not really comfortable yet with the 8s, just start simple. Still with that same scale. And so forth. It can be a very rewarding exercise to do that. Just with one scale, you're starting to create some interesting lines like that. And then when you play over tracks, that's even better. But start with the metronome, be musical with this, think rhythm, master those subdivisions. Start very simple, and then you can multiply, you can divide, you can combine, you can add silences. All that will really, I think, help you improve your phrasing when it's time to put notes to that and play with other people. It really makes a big difference in your playing. And if this was your first visit to this channel, you should subscribe, because every week 3 videos like this one come out, helping guitar players like you find your voice on the instrument, develop it to tell your own personal, beautiful story. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you next time. Practice well.